we're calling position left
Mission
number
area's
one,
hot.
and the number one position and our left position is on this side right here. Play it however you want on this side. The idea is we're trying to keep them from coming behind us and out of this doorway here within the mobile home. So that's position number one. And off the break, come through this building that we're calling headquarters. Position number two, or we'll call this position number three. I apologize. This is the headquarters guy. He comes up here and basically posts to this center gap. Okay, we're trying to cover the entire middle, basically anywhere. You do a quick circle. We're trying to basically shoot them in this gap here, in this window here at building 2, in the doorway at building 2, and this upstairs. Alright? We want to keep them out of this entire area. We want to keep them out of the tower. We want to keep them out of the garage. So, we're killing them before they get into this large gap right here in the center of the map. Alright? Position 3. Right here. Alright? Creative, switch it up. You don't even need to necessarily be right here, but off the break. You're locking down a spawn by being in this building, so it's kind of crucial that you play in here as often as possible. But also you're covering primarily this gap and this inside wall, keeping people out of the mobile home. That's pretty much that. Position number 2, or basically a middle player. He's going to come through here off the break as well. And obviously you can get shot left if you're not looking, so look for a second. Mostly your job is to come right here and post. You're crossing up the middle with player number 4, who we haven't discussed yet. So player number 2, your job is to come here and look at the doorway and look upstairs. That's it. If you come over here, you're exposing yourself to too much, and obviously you'd have to turn a lot like this in order to see upstairs and stuff. So if you just make your job easier, look at the doorway, look upstairs. By the time you even get here, there's usually someone right in this area you're shooting at that's trying to get up in the garage. All right, so that's position number 2. So that's 1 through 3. Position 4 usually comes up in the garage, just like this. And he's right here right away. He's starting to shoot people, and you're gonna cross up with position number 2. So position 2 and 4, which are both covering middle. Actually, 2, 3, and 4 cover middle, but positions 2 is typically, as I just explained, covering this door and upstairs. This guy is going to be covering basically anything wide and cleaning up anything that comes inside. Position 4. Alright. Off the break, right players or position 5 and 6. You're going to come this way. Position 5, you're basically playing right here. Your goal is to basically be back up right, and you're also holding down this firing range spawn. If they happen to come into the garage, you're able to shoot them right there, and if right side dies, you're posted right here, and you're able to make a cleanup basically until player 6 and or right side player can get back up. This is player 6 and or right side. We're trying to clear this. We're trying to kill them in this general gap. Keep them from coming behind us. Play it as creatively as you want. There's a billion ways to do it. You know, you can get creative. So, that's that. So that's players 1 through 6, left through right. Clear is pretty easy on that side. Not too bad. This side's a little bit more complicated off the break. So let's start over here at position 1. We always start 1 at the left side. Here's left position. He's playing this gap. We're keeping him out of this building. It's building 2 or blue building. Alright. So left player off the break literally just turns, looks left. You play this from a multitude of angles. I'm not going to get into all of them specifically. If you want to know how to play that effectively, ask Miami. He's playing it very well since we started this game. Off the break, position number 2 and or left support comes up here, like I just jumped up the stairway here, or the ladder. And you're able to look right up on top of the garage, which they can get to you pretty much right away. So just post on this garage, be ready to kill people, and you're able to cover middle pretty quickly as well. Position number 3 is a middle player. Position 3 and 4 are both middle players, so I'm not 100% sure on the exact clear. You ask Bryce. He typically is going to be looking through here, though, I believe, and he basically shoots people in this general area. But primarily, he's trying to get through this gap and start shooting people in here, shooting the garage. The idea is we are trying to establish this area right here is middle. So we don't want people coming into this garage. We don't want people coming through this doorway. Alright? Eventually, we're trying to keep them limited to spawning only back here in the firing range. Okay? So this is middle, controlling basically these two doorways. It can be done effectively from a multitude of positions once we establish it, including here. Play on top. You can play on the sandbags right next to the Jeep and kind of just shoot the window. As it clears out, it's really easy to play through. A multitude of angles. You can get up into the tower as well and cross it up with your other middle player. But you got two guys covering this angle, and the reason for that is you're able to quickly float and look left, look right, wherever we need the bodies. We will discuss basically who's looking where and at what time. All right. So the idea is we can float bodies left, middle, right, depending on where the need is at. This leaves positions 5 and 6 and/or basically right and right support. So if you're going right, we'll start with position 6. If you're going right, you're going to run this way, and off the break, you need to at least get yourself up to this general area. The idea is we want to make sure they're not getting into this mobile home. If they get into this mobile home, it just causes too much trouble. They can start shooting our middle players. We try to keep them out of this mobile home. That's really your main job off the break. And then eventually, we need to actually move down far enough to basically be shooting them down this alleyway. This is right side. This alleyway is right side. So, eventually, you're going to be posted up here. Multitude of angles to do this. And just shooting people straight down an alley. You're going to be using... The only reason I got this crappy gun out is because it's private match. You're going to be using Titan or something that hits hard. That goes for any position, alright? There's another position here that my brother likes to play. Basically just stay on the edge of the table. It's a little trickier to get on. I don't obviously play it ever, so... But there you go. That's right side. You're going to be coming out the far right of the map. Coming in here, clearing, getting your position up. And hopefully this garage is clear, so you don't need to worry about it. Position 5, what I've been doing, which is right support off the break, is instead of moving far right, I come up to about here, and I post. I try to kill this guy here, and a guy up in headquarters window. That building back there is headquarters. There's usually someone going here and here. I try to clean these positions out, and by that time I'm getting shot at typically, so I'll come in here, and I'll look inside and get these kills up in this area here. I'll try to come out, help clear the middle. I get up in this spot right here, and this covers me from middle, but also I can kind of see if they're coming right. And so that allows our right player to move up and not worry about anyone that's flooding through here, as long as we got the garage cleared by middle. Alright? So eventually, that's right. This is middle, and far left's over there. Position 5, once we get right side up, I'm trying to help you. I'm coming through here. I might hold here for a minute while right side is getting in position. So player 5 is just chilling here, player 6 getting up. Alright, he's up. I'm going to now come over here, throw my barbed wire down in this doorway, and now that's going to pretty guarantee they garage, which, if they get in that garage, this garage controls so much of the map, so it's key we hold it. At this point, I'm basically just getting cheap shots every once in a while over here. I'm ready to fill right if they die, and I can look center if, center needs to go. So yeah. And if you're filling a position, you don't need to run to where that guy was at, If my right player dies and I'm chilling here, it's a different angle, and I'm going to get those kills.
Mission clock is running on fumes.
Anyway, and then eventually you can sneak your way out here if you wanted to, but just play smart. Those are the positions, 1 through 6, left through right, and on both sides. So, that's just a quick walkthrough, general understanding what we're trying to accomplish. Hopefully, it made sense, and you guys could understand me through this cold, and that's it. So let's quit this broadcast, and let's make sure this map goes well.